All right, I'm on hole number 6 of the 2020 Spring Major. I'm in the opening round of the rookie division. My practice account, still like going out there and just trying the holes. This is a hole here. I know the layup shot, and you can do this with a rock or a QB. A rock works best if you got an upper developed rock. If you don't, a QB can get it done. And with a QB, I can't remember if I was using like half a backspin or half a topspin, but I was trying to get right onto this area at 295 to 300. Big dog right here, 2 rings of separation. Max topspin minus 2.5. So whatever that is, 6 topspin, whatever it happens to be. It's easier for me to remember max topspin minus 2.5 than it is to count the rings while I'm out there. I mean, I could go back and watch the video, but that's just how I remember it. But what I'm going to do in this account is because I know this shot. I've taken this shot a bunch. You have. I'm not going to say you have a 0% chance for an Albie, but you have pretty close to a 0% chance for Albie. But it's a pretty consistent eagle. I mean, I think the only time I don't get eagle on this hole is when I come out with a marlin and I'm a little short here and I got to pressure this shot. But what I'm practicing here is coming out into this area so that I can practice the second shot, so that if I feel like in the weekend round I really need to put this in my bag and go for this Albie shot, I want to have some time and grade. I want to have come out here and taken this shot a few times so that I know what I'm looking at as far as the second shot. All right. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm reading my notes here. My notes are a jumbled up mess. So I may be doing a little bit of a elevation adjustment going to the cup. I've got on here plus 15%, but I'm not sure, because I'm gonna try I'm gonna do the 15%. We'll see what it looks like. I'm just practicing the hole. I'll do the 15% here, and hopefully I can hit it perfect going into the cup, and that'll give me an indication on the backside whether I need to adjust that or not. I'm not sure where I came up with the 15%, but I have it on my notes, so I got it somewhere. I'm going to go at it with a Titan. And you can bring a big power ball here. I went at it with a Titan the other day, and I hit it straight forward, no overpower, and I was at 408, and that's a pretty good area to be in. Now, if you've got an extra mile 8, you got a lot less topspin, so you'll probably need to bring a 4 or 5 power ball to net the same kind of distance. But if you have an extra mile 9 or a big topper, you will net more yardage with a big topper and a Titan than you will with an extra mile 8 and a Titan, whether you're using overpower or not. But I definitely do not want to go through this gap up here with overpower. I want to just go through the gap. Number one, it gives me a better opportunity to hit perfect. You may be able to get away with, depending on how you set up the drive shot, you may be able to get away with it great to the left or the right. And this shot's definitely better with a Kingmaker because of the side spin. With the Titan, I'll have to put a slight amount of curl on it just to straighten it out through the fairway. Now, if they use overpower on this and they brought, okay. All right. This is respect for par fives. Okay. Titan, Kingmaker, par 3 or power 3 ball. They're available in the store. They're balls that we can get day to day. Bam, you're in the sand. And guess what? You can't get on from there. So you could have brought a Titan and just hit it straight forward and not done that overpower. The whole thing is we're hitting through the narrowest part of the fairway here. Maybe 2 rings of separation off that sand. And I'll put a little bit of curl to straighten it up right back through the middle. 3-3. It's about a ring and a half. I'll put a little bit of curl just to bring it back up, and I'm right up against the outside of the blue ring in curl. And it was perfect when I released it. But I have that curl on it, and guess what? It's going to go to the right. That should be 410, 408, somewhere in that neighborhood. 424. Wow. Thanks. Get in the hole. They will not be able to get in the hole. I'll tell you right now that I would be doing a max overpower hook shot right here. And I would do it right where they were at. Because you could do a max overpower hook shot, and if you caught it, you could catch that fairway over there and you'd bleed yourself up. There's not a lot to lose at this point because you're pretty screwed. I would want to have that in my bag for sure. All right, I'm doing a plus 15, so it's 1.15 times 3.7. Where am I at in club? There's max. There's min, so I'm about mid club. So it's divided by 1.2, so it's 3.54 rings. 3 rings off of that, and just dial it right up to the cup. 3.54 rings. It's right about there. Just hit it nice and easy. Let's see if that 15% works. Oh, and I hit it great to the right. In the hole. So the way the wind was blowing right there, 15% might not have been enough. So I did a 15%. Good luck in the tournament. Saved my opponent, helped them out. I'll have to go back and watch that because it looked, I think with the way the wind was blowing, let's think about the way the wind was blowing here. Let's go back to that hole. The way the wind was blowing on that hole. Let's see what I did. Let's see what I did wrong there. I know I went in the hole and you think, hey, you didn't do anything wrong. I hit a great to the right and it went in. So I'm not saying that I'm upset about the result, but I think the wind was blowing in this direction. And so coming at it, going on this shot right here, I did a plus 15% and I hit a great to the right and ended up in the cup. So if I hadn't hit the great to the right, I would have ended up on the left-hand side. So that means I didn't pull out enough wind. So instead of 15%, that number might be plus 25. That might be about right. So I'm going to make a little note here on the back side. I'm going to try a little bit higher and see if that gets me to the cup on a perfect. But I will take the Albie though, because that's a hole that a lot of people are not going to Albie. And based off of what I saw in the Kings of Golf yesterday, roughly all 3 clans, roughly somewhere around 100 players or 100 accounts. There was between 16, it was plus 16, it was between 16 and maybe 18 people ended up with a birdie on this hole. So that's 16 to 18% of your bracket. And that's going to be pretty indicative of I think a lot of brackets. I hope that a lot of people that are in the clan watch videos and are students of the game. So I think a lot of them are pretty good players when you look at banners and stuff. So I mean, I can easily see this in most brackets being maybe as high as plus 30% of the people in the bracket. Probably more realistically, maybe like a quarter of your bracket is going to end up with a birdie on this hole, and that's huge. Especially and even people that are going for it, they're having one round where they're successful, and then on the backside they turn around and then they get a birdie. It's going to be a hole that's going to cause a lot of people problems. This is going to be a hole that's going to lose a lot of people this tournament, or at least a good finish in this tournament because of this hole. So if we can be eagle every time, that's great. But I'm going to go through and on the backside, and I will definitely make a little bit of an elevation change on that just to see if I hit a perfect, if it'll go in the hole. All right. That's what we're looking for. Albatross, and that's a great tiebreaker to have on your So that was hole number 6 of the 2020 Spring Major in the opening round of the Rookie Division. Thanks for watching.